Welcome to part two. Alright, it's January the 5th, 2013. I'm bringing warnings and watches for January the 6th till January the 10th, 2013. Now, breaking news on top of these earthquake outbreaks there in the Pacific Ocean around Solomon Islands. This should be major breaking news. Alright, unusual geological event. Alright, region, Camp Figa volcano field. Alright. Now, what's Camp? That's a super volcano. I'm about to show you. Alright. Right here. Camp Figa, Italy, Naples. Last activity they say is January 13, but that's a whole bunch of BS. Because why would you guys put out a report now? You can see all the earthquakes in Europe. Let's go to the report. Alright, description. The ground of the Camp Flegreo burning fields, also known as the Phil-Green Fields, has risen more in recent weeks than it has in a long time. This does not necessarily indicate a heightened risk of eruption. However, says Thomas Wisberg, a scientific drilling expert for the German Research Center for Geoscience, Geoengineering. That's kind of crazy, right? Wondering if they got input. We're going to do some deep research on this. In Potsdam, the Phil-Green Fields are a large caldera or volcano crater lying mostly underwater off the Italian coast. The caldera is thought to have been formed by massive eruptions some 35 to 40,000 years ago. The last major eruption in the fields of boiling mud and sulfur steam holes, one of the few dozen supervolcanoes worldwide, occurred in 1538. Wisberg is part of an international research team that began drilling into the ground not far from the caldera last summer to monitor possible early warning signs of an eruption. The team has drilled a pilot hole in the depths of 500 meters, but no data has been gathered yet. Alright, you can read the rest. So they're drilling to find out data, but it has risen. Alright, it has risen in 1 week. I'm going to show you guys documents later, but 5 meters, 5 centimeters. Alright, folks, that's a lot. Alright, that's like that much. Or about the size of this tablet. That's how much the ground risen in 1 week, all around. Alright, like I said, the central galactic plane, as we've seen it, is pulling on our inner core. But also, you gotta be wondering, why is a German researcher, that's a geoscience, geo means geoengineering, terraforming of the earth. Why are they researching a super volcano? Alright, folks, let's move on. Let's go to Intacast. Oh, one more thing, I forgot the warnings and watches, didn't I? Let's go back. So I'm putting warnings and watches for the entire Pacific Basin. Alright? For a moderate to major earthquake. That's Russia, Japan. Put warnings and watches for Japan, though, for the next 24 to 48 hours. South Korea, North Korea. I'm putting warnings and watches for a major eruption for the next 24 to 48 hours. Alright, China, Thailand, definitely. Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Australia, the Solomon Islands, the Santa Cruz Islands, the Fiji, Hawaii, moderate to major earthquakes too. Moderate to major earthquakes for Alaska, but I'm putting moderate to major earthquakes for the west coast of Canada and United States of America for the next 24 to 48 hours. Alright, we're seeing a lot of 3.0s. Alright, could be a build up to something else. Moderate to major earthquakes for Mexico and Central America. Moderate to major earthquakes for the west coast of South America and the east coast of Argentina. Moderate to major earthquake activities around the northeast. You probably never thought someone would say that, but I'm putting moderate to major earthquake warnings for the northeast and the New Madrid fault line and the Caribbean islands. Let's go back to that map so I could put it in depth. Warnings and watches out on the TEC. Alright, because anytime you see the TEC touching from 40 bars, for right now, the warnings are still out there around the Santa Cruz Islands, from the Fijis to the Solomon Island, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Japan, North, South Korea, and southeast of China. Alright, and the northern tips of Australia. Alright, Hawaii. Alright, definitely Hawaii, folks. Alright, they might see a tsunami for the first time. Hopefully nothing happens. And you gotta look at the red as this thing is moving. That's what I'm afraid of. Alright, now the TEC and the kilowatts, the megahertz of the ionosphere force is moving. Alright, now let's get into warnings and watches on Intacast. Let's start off with satellite for the whole globe. Now this should be breaking news, folks. Look at the map for a second. Look at where all the storms are going. It's all starting from the west. It's moving east. Alright, that's normal for the northern hemisphere. And in some spots, it should be moving the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? But this is all just moving from west to east. This is breaking news. Alright. All these storms down here around Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, should be moving east to west out here in the Indian Ocean around this time of season, but it's all moving west to east. I mean, every single storm is moving west to east. That should be breaking news. The weather people should be seeing this for themselves. That's very important. Now, up here, look how big the Greenland block has become. I used to blast in December 2012. It was just around Greenland, and sometimes it had the occasional burst and take up all of Canada. But now it's just staying like that. Look how big that is. Alright? And there's the eastern block, the Russian block. Alright? And there's storms, all that energy is just coming right out of Russia through here. You're going to see it come right here. And it's going to move up around Alaska to Canada. It's going to get sucked up by the Greenland block. Now you can see this storm right here is coming in. Alright. And then this storm, the back tail, is sucking the moisture up, but it ain't taking it all the way up. It's just taking it to the below in the south. Alright. Now I'm trying to figure out if there's going to be a major storm. Where is it coming from? I believe it would be coming from this little system right here. Alright. All this storm is just tracking it in. This is just tracking it in. This is just tracking in. So I got warnings and watches all the way up to the 10th, and I want to bring you updates. Probably a little bit past that for a major winter storm. But I believe we're going to get some warm weather around Wednesday, Thursday, Friday up in the Northeast around 40s and 50s. I'm going to check that out in 1 second. But you can see all these storms. They're moving the opposite way. These storms right here, right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, should be moving towards Australia, Indonesia. They got drought. Alright? It's super warm. Alright? And this storm should naturally be moving towards South America. These storms down here from Africa should be moving towards South America, but they're all going west to east. That's breaking news. Alright? And I'm trying to figure out, you're going to see some major storms. Oh, sorry about that. I expect major storms up here in China. Alright. Expect major storms, definitely Mongolia, as that thing's reaching down. Europe, normal. Normal storms, not that severe, but it got all that pressure underneath the Italy supervolcano. So warnings and watches out for that. Alright. Let's move on. Let's go to the American map. This storm right here is going to cause major disruption. Alright. As it's going to move towards the middle of America. So warnings and watches for the Central Plains in the middle. For the Midwest, up here by the Great Lakes, as it's going to move like this. And definitely, 1, 2, and 3 days from now. So around the 9th, 10th, Expect major storm up here in the northeast, so be prepared, folks. Alright, let's get into Intecast. Alright, we got a system right here. It's not intense, but they're shooting HAARP into it. Right here in northern Michigan, central Michigan. Alright, surrounding. See a circle? There's a circle here. It's hard to see. You see a circle right there coming out of western New York. Alright, so warnings and watches for the next 24 to 72 hours. As this is where they're hitting the HAARP ring at. You can see the lines coming out of it. This is the middle. They're right in the middle of Syracuse and Albany. So expect severe weather for the next 24 to 72 hours. And the Appalachian fault lines, alright? Same here in Michigan. Expect severe weather. Right over here. I'll expect severe weather for the next 24 to 72 hours around Bismarck. Look how big this HAARP ring is. It's half the country. Half the northeast. All to the central plains. Alright, and then there's HAARP rings within HAARP rings. Alright. When you see lines this big, this is HAARP ring from... There's many HAARP facilities around the world. Right now, I'm telling you the truth, the HAARP ring in Alaska ain't activated. So I'm trying to figure out where else are these HAARP rings coming from. Are they coming from Russia? Are they coming from China? Alright, folks. Because these are major HAARP rings. It's yellow over here. It's going to tense, trust me, because they're shooting HAARP rings all the way to the central plains. Alright, then you have HAARP rings on the ground. They're called DARPA tower. That's when you see these little circles. Alright, so I got warnings and watches for the whole Northwest, for the West Coast of the United States of America, and for the Central Plains for the next 24 to 72 hours all the way to Bismarck. And then, same with the Northeast, around the Great Lakes region. Let's move down and see if we see anything else, folks. You got normal moisture down here in the south. Let's zoom in. Take a better look at this. There's a HAARP ring coming right off the shores. See the circle. So warnings and watches too for south of Georgia and north of Florida for the next 24 to 72 hours. I want everyone out there to be prepared. Bug out kits in your home and your place of business. Alright? Look at that. Alright? This should be more... Tomorrow, I'm going to do an update on this map. Excuse me, folks. But it's coming right out of here. This whole thing is going to be lit up tomorrow. This is going to be lit up tomorrow, but this is coming straight out of Syracuse, Albany, New York, folks. There's a couple of them right here in Michigan, as we just see. So I got warnings and watches for those areas. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Blogspot, on Critterbox. Please follow Mystique on her channel. She got the 2013 giveaway. And please rate, subscribe, and comment. This is the movement. Moving to next time. Facing off. And P.S. Be prepared, folks. Have bug out kits in your home, in your place of business, and in your car. This is the movement. Moving out. Peace.